Ahmadiyya zindabad, oh zindabad. 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 Ahmadiyya zindabad, oh zindabad.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه بعدد همه وغمه وحزن إلى هذه الأمة وأنزل عليه أنوار رحمتك إلى الأبد يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We give thanks to Almighty Allah who has blessed us with the holy month of Ramadan, who has given us the opportunity of witnessing these last 3 days or thereabout. We hope and we pray that we will have the opportunity of seeing the end of the holy month. Yesterday, we began our discussion on the month of Ramadan proper. Though we've been talking about in the last 3 days or 4 days, we've been talking about the phenomenon of fasting itself. Yesterday we began our talk on the month of Ramadan itself. And today we want to examine what are the benefits in these holy months of Ramadan, the benefits of Ramadan. And if time permits, today we will talk about those things that are expected of us to do, our basic responsibilities during the month of Ramadan, in addition to fasting. If we do not have that opportunity today, inshallah, we shall continue tomorrow. May Almighty Allah continue to guide and guard all of us. The Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said, and this narration is found in basically in almost all of the books of hadith known, particularly in Bukhari and Muslim. So they are it is agreed upon. The Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said, Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi. If it is this reason alone, I think every Muslim should strive hard to fast in the month of Ramadan. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever fasts the month of Ramadan imanan, with faith. With faith. Which faith? Well, the faith that this is an injunction from Allah the Almighty. This is an act of worship. Imanan wa ihtisaban. And with the hope of being rewarded. Because he knows that he's not doing it alone. And of course it's not easy. We all know. It is not easy. You abstain. Nobody is watching you. There is no policeman policing you about. Nobody is there. You can shut the doors of your house or the doors of your office. You can even lock yourself in your car and satisfy yourself. Nobody follows you about. But you know that all-seeing gaze, that all-prying eye sees everything you do, sees you wherever you are. And because with that consciousness, you still abide by the principles of Ramadan and by by the tenets of this holy month, with the hope that you will one day be rewarded for it. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi." Such a person will be forgiven all his sins, all the sins he had committed prior to that month of Ramadan. In another tradition, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ra'aytu rajulan min ummati yalhath atshan." On the day of judgment, I saw. On the day of judgment, Allah showed him a vision of what was going to happen inside. I saw a Muslim, someone from min ummati, from my community, from my ummah, panting out of thirst. كلما ورد عودا منع منه. each time he goes near a fountain, he goes near a pond to drink, he is prevented by the angels to drink therefrom. فَجَاءَهُ صِيَامُ رَمَضَانَ فَسَقَاهُ وَرَوَّاهُ. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the month of Ramadan came. This is narrated by in the Sunan of Tabrani, when he was talking about a vision, a dream the Prophet ﷺ had concerning the hereafter. He said Ramadan came and gave the person water and it quenched his thirst. That means that however sinful you think you are, however great your shortcomings, the month of Ramadan is an opportunity for you to seek forgiveness. That even if all of your deeds are not good enough, the month of Ramadan, Allah personally cherishes and appreciates what your sacrifices in the month of Ramadan. And the fasting of the month of Ramadan will come and assist you, will come and bail you out when there seems to be no hope in the hereafter. That is the true import of this. The Prophet ﷺ also said that إِذَا كَانَ أَوَّلَ لَيْلَةٍ مِنْ شَهْرِ رَمَضَانَ, when it is the first night in the month of Ramadan, سُفِدَتِ الشَّيَاطِينَ وَمَرَدَّةُ الْجَانِ, that the Satans and the rebellious jinns are tied down. وَغُلِّقَتْ أَبْوَابُ النَّارِ, and the doors of hell are closed. وَفُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُ الْجَنَّةِ, and the doors of paradise are open. وَفُتِحَتْ فَلَمْ يُغْلَقْ مِنْ أَبَابٍ, and no door among the doors of paradise will be closed. وَنَادَى مُنَادٍ, and a caller will call, يَا بَاغِيَ الْخَيْرِ أَقْبِلْ, O you who seek the good, أقبل, proceed. وَيَا بَاغِيَ الشَّرِّ أَقْصِرْ, and those who seek evil, restrain yourself. And وَلِلَّهِ الْعُتَقَى مِنَ النَّارِ, and Allah will free people from hellfire. That is every night of Ramadan. Every night of Ramadan, a caller will call. The Prophet, every night of Ramadan, a caller will call, O seeker of good, proceed, continue to seek it, Allah will grant you. O seeker of evil, move back, restrain yourself. And the Prophet said, وَذَلِكَ كُلَّ اللَّيْلٍ, it will be every night, because from the first day, غُلِّقَتْ أَبْوَابُ النَّارِ وَلَمْ يُفْتَحْ مِنْهَا بَابٍ, on the first night of Ramadan, all the doors of hell will have been shut down and none will be open. وَفُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُ الْجَنَّةِ, and all the doors of paradise will have been opened. وَلَمْ يُغْلَقْ مِنْ أَبَابٍ, and none of them will be closed. And that caller among the angels will make the call. So the month of Ramadan gives you an opportunity, even if you think you had been an unrepentant sinner. This is an opportunity to purify yourselves of your past mean deeds and to rededicate yourself, to tell yourself, Allah has been merciful to me. He had spared my life since last Ramadan till this one. If I had been dirty all this while, this is an opportunity to purify myself and to rededicate and to make a determination that I will not go back to those misdeeds again. In fact, it's an opportunity to specifically pray that, oh Allah, take charge of my forelock, take charge of my affairs, seize me, prevent me from going back this path of iniquity which I had followed from time. And this is a unique opportunity, and Allah will continue to give you such opportunities. And Allah will continue to accept your prayers if you have said such prayers in sincerity. Then the month of Ramadan also gives us very wonderful opportunities of doing righteous deeds and acts of goodness, and whatever righteous deed we do in the month of Ramadan, we will discover that you will discover that it carries greater rewards than those things we do outside Ramadan. It was the Prophet that said, Hafdal Sadaqah, Sadaqatun fi Ramadan. The best charity is the charity you give in the month of Ramadan. Indeed, it's a prophetic practice for us to do charity every day, every time, every day we have any moment we have an opportunity to do it, we do it. But he said the best of charity is the one we do in the month of Ramadan, because Ramadan is special. Every day, every hour, every minute, every second, every moment in Ramadan is very, very special. Hafdal Ramadan, Hafdal Sadaqah, Sadaqatun fi Ramadan. Similarly, the Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said, and this is Muslims in this part of the world are beginning to get used to that. In the past 10, 20 years ago, very few people who are rich will do it. That is creating opportunities for iftar. These days, see Muslim brothers and sisters inviting friends, relatives, and the general public to special iftar program, during which they will invite a scholar to give a talk. Then they will till the time of iftar, and they give everybody food to take away, or they even feed them there. They observe Maghrib together and feed them. These are meritorious things. You do not have the opportunity, even if you do not have the opportunity of doing that. If there is only one man or one woman in your neighborhood, in the mosque where you observe Salah, and you give such a person food or money to procure food for his iftar, you are indeed doing a very meritorious thing. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man fattara sa'iman ala ta'amin aw sharabin min al-halal." Whoever gives a person observing fasting, whoever gives him ta'am, food, or sharab, or drink, min al-halal, and that thing is halal, whoever gives that, Sallat alayhi al-malaika fi sa'ati Ramadan, the angels will give such a person, we invoke Allah's blessings on such a person in the hours of the month of Ramadan. وَصَلَّى alayhi Jibril laylat al-Qadr. And when it is the day, on the night of majesty, Angel Jibril alayhi salam himself will invoke Allah's blessings upon that person who has fed just one person. Now, if you have the opportunity of feeding 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 300, 1,000, it is, you can imagine the kind of reward, the number of invocations of blessings you will have received every hour of Ramadan from the angels, and the kind of, how many times will Angel Jibril himself invoke Allah's blessings upon you on the day of judgment. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man fatara sa'iman falahu ajruhu min ghayri an yankusa min ajri sa'im shay." That whoever feeds, whoever gives iftar to a person fasting will get his reward without removing or reducing the reward of the person to whom he has given the food. So if you invite me, for example, I shouldn't say I don't want to come for your iftar program. I don't want to get something for iftar from you, because some of us may have the erroneous belief that is going to affect our own fast. It's not going to affect our own fast. In fact, I will get my reward. You will get your reward for feeding me. And if I am wise enough, if I am smart, I shall also be able to give out of what you have given me, particularly if you have given me food stuff, or you have given me money to procure it. I should be able to do it to somebody who is poorer than myself, so that I can also get the kind of reward you have gotten. It is very simple. This is a month during which we cannot afford to miss an opportunity of getting rewards, because every second in the month of Ramadan is filled with opportunities to get rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Almighty Allah accept our acts of ibadah in this holy month. That is charity. Another thing we can do, which we ought to do in the month of Ramadan, is Qiyamul Layl, or what is called Salatul Tahajjud. Tahajjud, in essence, is any effort we make by, you had slept, you wake up in the middle of the night before sahur to pray to Allah, the Almighty. It is an opportunity for you to reap blessings. It is an opportunity for you to get reward. Try to observe Salatul Tahajjud, even if it is not more than two, rakats of nafil. Just observe it. And Allah has given us, and the Prophet has given us, a narration and an hadith that is like the one we quoted earlier. As he said, Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban. In another narration, he said, Man qama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban. Whoever wakes up in the night of Ramadan with faith and with hope of reward, Allah will forgive all of his sins. So, when you want Man sama Ramadan, Man qama Ramadan. Whoever fasts in the month of Ramadan, whoever keeps awake at night, in the night of Ramadan, Allah will forgive all of his previous sins and shortcomings. So it's an opportunity for us to try as much as possible to reap these rewards. The Prophet ﷺ, in another narration, explained further that we should try. This is the month during which the revelation of the Quran commenced. The revelation of the Quran began in the month of Ramadan. So it is good, it is recommended that we try to the best of our ability to recite the Quran in the best possible manner. One of the major problems we've had is some of us hardly have time to recite the Quran. And when we do, because we have memorized the Quran or because we are very conversant with it, we do not recite it. What you call the Qira'atul Ibadah. You do not recite it as Ibadah. We recite it because we just want to finish it. The speed is often too much. Well, these are things done to secure Allah's blessings, and we hope Allah will reward everybody who tries to recite the Quran. But there are recommended ways of reciting the Quran. The Prophet ﷺ said we should recite the Quran in a slow manner. It's not, you don't need to recite Tangim. It's not that you even use Tadwir, but you can use the normal talking speed. Recite the Quran in the normal talking speed that you yourself can hear what you're reading and you can easily make out the words easily, because it should be recited with contemplation. It is not. It is not just recite. We're not just reciting because we want to finish it. We want to recite as an act of ibadah. We want to recite so that we can. That's why the goal is not that you finish the Quran 3 times or 10 times in the month of Ramadan. Even if it's going to be only once, recite it. Let it be slow. Let it be something you can easily ponder over. In fact, it is good for you to recite the Quran that has to use a must-have that has a translation, so that when you hold the Quran and you read, you can stop to look at the meaning. We have brothers who will recite in the morning. They will recite a part of the Quran, a juz'u, in the morning in Arabic, and at night he will recite a translation in English, Yoruba or Hausa or any other language whose translation he has access to. We recite that at night so that he keeps constantly in touch with Allah and the message of Allah. What is the message of the Quran? Because we live in the supersonic age, everything we do in a hurry. As a result of that, we do not really give ourselves the opportunity of reaping the bounteous blessings that Allah has vouchsafed in the month of Ramadan. So the Prophet ﷺ said, As-siyam wal-qiyam yashfa'an lil-abdi yawm al-qiyamah. Our fast and our tahajjud, our salat in the night of Ramadan, the two of them shall intercede for the Son of Man, for the Muslim, or for the servant of Allah on the day of judgment. يقول الصوم, and this fasting will say, ربي منعت الطعام والشراب بالليل. منعت الطعام والشراب بالنهار. Oh Allah, I have prevented him from eating and drinking during the day. ويقول القرآن, and the Quran will say, منعت النوم بالليل. I am the one that prevented him from sleeping well at night. He couldn't sleep soundly because he was using me, the Quran, for his salah, for shafina fi. Therefore, oh Allah, accept our intercession for him, and it will be accepted, because these are institutions of Allah. Quran is the word of Allah. Sawm, siyam, fasting is an injunction of Allah. When these two combine to intercede for a servant of Allah, Allah cannot but accept such an intercession. Beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, another function or another thing we have an opportunity of doing in the month of Ramadan is Umrah. Anybody who has the means, the financial means, and and is physically sound to observe Umrah in the month of Ramadan should try as much as possible to observe. It should try as much as possible to observe it. If you have it, it's better than traveling to the Western world for holidays, for sightseeing, on tourism. No, it is better for you to travel to the Holy Land to observe Umrah. The Prophet ﷺ said, Umratun fi Ramadan ta'dilu hijjatan ma'i. Umrah performed in the month of Ramadan, the lesser Hajj, which is performed in the month of Ramadan, is equivalent to performing Hajj with me, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if you have an opportunity, if Allah gives you such an opportunity to observe Umrah, please go. And please don't go for sightseeing. Don't just go because you want to buy things, you want to buy. No, it's a part of it. But the primary intention should be to serve Allah, to worship Him. Spend more time in the presence of the Holy Mosque, in the presence of the Kaaba. Recite the Quran, contemplate the verses of the Quran, take part in the various salawat, and try as much as possible to draw nearer to Allah. It is the reward accruable therefrom is unthinkable. You cannot just imagine how enormous it's going to be, because it's going to be like performing Hajj with the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself. The Prophet sallallahu is reported to have said, "Umratun al-umra ila al-umra kafaratun lima baynahuma." That the Prophet sallallahu is reported to have said, from Umrah, between one Umrah and another Umrah. In fact, Umrah to another Umrah is an expiation for whatever mistake, whatever sins you commit in between. So it is, if you have the means to do it on a yearly basis, do it. If you have the means of doing it once in 2 years, once in 3 years, once in 5 years, just every opportunity you have to perform Umrah in the month of Ramadan, avail yourself of that opportunity. And finally, among the duties expected of us in the month of Ramadan is al-i'tikaf. I'tikaf is that seclusion in the last 10 days of Ramadan. Seclusion with the intention of attaining Allah's mercy and forgiveness. I'tikaf is not something you do because you seek worldly rewards. Allah can grant you worldly reward, but it shouldn't be your primary intention. You go into i'tikaf to purify yourselves. So what you do most is glorification, asking Allah for forgiveness, glorification, doing such things that will bring you closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ is reported to have instituted the i'tikaf so that we will have an opportunity of searching for the glorious night of Laylatul Qadr, which Allah has described as a night that is better in the sight of Allah than 1,000 nights, 1,000 months. And if you calculate 1,000 months, it's more than 83 years. So a single night. So when you are in itikaf, when you are in seclusion, in the last 10 days of Ramadan, you have an opportunity of seeking nearness to Allah. And if you are lucky to have witnessed that glorious night, oh, how fortunate you are. How fortunate. I say congratulations to such a person. So if you have an opportunity, let your annual leave fall in the month of Ramadan, so that you can have an opportunity for itikaf. Similarly, if you are self-employed, you can arrange your holiday, if not for the whole of Ramadan, at least for the last 15 days or the last 12 days, to enable you go into itikaf, so that you can reap the reward of itikaf. In fact, you can reap the ample benefits of the month of Ramadan, because in these last 10 days, you're not going anywhere. You are there in the mosque from the from the 20th Ramadan till the day of Eid. So it's from the mosque you go to the Eid and you return home a purer Muslim, a more God-conscious person. May Almighty Allah continue to be with each and every one of us. May He illuminate our hearts, that we may continue to receive His light. Rabbana taqabbal minna إنك أنت السميع العليم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أحمدية زندباد Oh زندباد أحمدية زندباد Oh زندباد أحمدية زندباد Oh زندباد